Hello and welcome back to Tommy's Top Picks Weekly Roundup Podcast, episode 102. I'm your host, Tommy, joined by John.
How is it going?
Good. Brief, quick announcement here at the front. This is our last podcast for the year. We will not be podcasting until next year.
Goodbye.
Holidays are always very crazy for me, and this year, Sundays line up on Christmas
with all the holidays,
and New Year's Eve. So, enjoy a break from our rambling and enjoy your holidays as we do that. But today, being the last podcast of 2023, we figured we would look back on 2023 and see what this year held for us. What did we like? What didn't we like? For us specifically.
For us?
In our opinion.
All right.
Let's start with Flesh and Blood. So the year started out, we'll go in order. The year started out with Outsiders. How do we feel about Outsiders now?
Well, I feel like it started out really strong. Like Outsiders was well liked. Mm-hmm. It didn't last very long. I think people got bored of the what's it called? The draft pretty quickly. But
it was a good one though.
I think it held up pretty good. Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to say because I remember when everyone fell off of it really quickly. I was like, "Oh man, that was really fast." But then I think you guys ended up drafting it again not that long after you fell off of it. So it was like going back to it wasn't that painful. Unlike something like what was it, Uprising? The one
going
where
back to
like,
Uprising
"Oh
would
my
still
god!"
Be painful.
Like, yeah.
Let's put it that
See
way.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So
if next week they were like, "Let's draft Outsiders," I'd be like, "Cool, I'm done."
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like it held up. They did a good job on that design. What did you think? What do you think? You played it. I think I only drafted it once, if that.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I think it left ramifications in the meta for a while. Got Lexi out. Helped get Lexi out of the meta. Yep. Living Legend.
Had tomes. Can't complain about that. Had tomes. Well, they weren't actually tomes. What were they?
Something.
What are they called? Folios or something? What did they call them? They didn't call them tomes. Codexes. That's it. It's okay. They count as tomes in my book.
They're books. Yeah. Outsiders, big win. I really enjoyed that. Next up was Dusk Till Dawn. Not a fan. It means Prism's back.
Beautiful angels.
Angels are cool. I got the one with the Libra mount. Or not the Libra mount. The Libra symbol, the scales. I forget which one that is. I don't play.
Judgment, probably.
Yeah, that one.
I'm guessing. I really am guessing. I don't know. That's cool.
Yep, you're right. I just got it off the shelf. It's Judgment. But yeah, I mean, it is one of my favorite arts on any Flesh and Blood card.
Yeah, it's a really nice art. I just pulled it up. I like that one.
Yeah, that one made it to the shelf behind me.
I can see that.
And since I'm a Libra. But what did you think of Dusk Till Dawn? It gave you beautiful angels.
I tried Vincent. This is actually where I was trying to play again.
Yeah.
I hated Vincent so much that I stopped playing again. That's not fair. That's not actually true. I did try Vincent. I didn't find it clicking, and I didn't really want to try to figure out anything else. So that was it. Oh, and Prism was garbage, right? Because they kind of, I don't know if they flubbed or what, if the rumors are true or what happened there, but clearly there was a different plan that didn't
decided
execute.
Not to print that
card. Angelaris is what everyone's calling it. I don't know if that's what it's actually called.
Yeah.
Is that what it's actually called?
Angels Glow.
Angels what?
Glow.
Oh, glow. I thought you said glove. I'm like, it's not
Angels
a glove.
Glow. Luminaris. Angels Glow.
Got it. It is still a Luminaris.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, Angel Aris, I get it. All right. So funny. Wasn't it around this time that Dragon Lady started to get good? Redline Dragon Lady. Little Dromai action. It's when you were experimenting with Dromai because you hated Prism so much.
Yeah. Maybe?
I'm pretty sure that's when it was. It might have been a little bit into the set, but it was around that set.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely around that set I was messing around with Dromai. But it didn't stick. Still
didn't stick.
Couldn't play it.
Hates Illusionist.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching Rhea, I don't know how you say her name, on I think it's her. Their name, I don't know. Whichever pronoun is appropriate, I apologize. On stream yesterday, playing with the new Angel Aris.
Sweet.
And yeah, it looks hard.
Yeah.
I am not good enough to play that. I was watching it, I'm like, oh no. And I basically, after 15 minutes of trying to figure out what the hell was going on, I was like, nope. And I just clicked off. I was like, I guess I'm done. I was really excited too. But yeah, nope, definitely not.
Fair.
It's outside of my skills. Just judging value with the Angels is difficult. I guess. I don't know. I couldn't figure it out. Yeah. It's a shame because I really kind of wanted to have a whole set of the beautiful Angels,
It's true.
And play with them because that would be so cool. But I'm not spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars to get my ass handed to me constantly.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I feel like that's what would happen. Because that deck is hard. So while I'm sure Prism is going to bend the meta and be super powerful, it's going to be the big brains that are that powerful. I don't think it's for the lightweights out there.
Yeah.
It's definitely no Redline Go Burr.
No.
Yeah, it's complex. I don't get it. I don't fully understand all the pieces, but whatever.
Do you think that new card, Sonata Galaxia, will bring you back to Vincent?
I was thinking about it with Vincent. I still hate the card disadvantage. I hate it. I hate it. And I know it's not literal card disadvantage because you can still play it, but it's partial card disadvantage. You're not, it's partial. If you block, you're really screwed.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Flexibility.
I by a lot, too much for me. That's what I really didn't like about it, actually. It's like, I'm like, oh, I understand. Yes, you can play this. There is a way to play it, but it makes you have only one move so often. And that's boring, Yeah. It's like the game plays itself. You're not even playing. It's not really an auto battler, but it feels like it almost is,
Yeah.
I didn't like it. I will not play Vincent unless they do something where she can, I don't know, play more cards or get more resources somehow, which they won't do because then she'd just be busted.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's clearly like Aura buildup is slowly going to be ticked in. And I like it that it's pushing a setup theme. Like, that's cool. I do like that. But yeah, I'm not coming back for a Room Blade. They're never going to make Room Blades Room Bladey again because they were too powerful.
Yeah.
They did it twice. Briar and Chain were both super busted, and they're not going to make that mistake again. It's just never going to happen again. So there'll always be some sort of like massive handicap on them that will make them very difficult to come back to the way they were before, which is fine because it was stupid. It was like broken. Yeah. If I could figure it out and like crush tournaments, which I did, it's stupid.
Yeah.
God, you remember Duskblade? That was ridiculous.
Glad it wasn't never actually a thing.
It was a thing. It was legal. I played it in a tournament. I killed everyone with it. It was legal.
Duskblade?
In Blitz. They kept it legal.
Right.
Yeah, and I destroyed with it, and then I was like, this is stupid.
Yeah, in Blitz. Yeah.
Yeah, like, in our local Blitz events, I destroyed with it. But then like a week later, 2 weeks later, it was done. And then the same with the Ball Lightning. I destroyed with that too, with Briar. I think that was mostly draft though. I don't think I had a actual
Which it's still legal in draft.
It is, that's true, but no one drafts that anymore anyways.
Yeah.
That was fun though. That was back before people figured out zero was valuable.
Yeah.
I remember I was on that train, and then like that tournament hit where I don't remember what his name was like zero seems good. Zero cost seems good. And then literally everyone in the world went after it. I'm like, you ruined my fun. I was so good when it wasn't known or wasn't obvious, I guess. I mean, it was always kind of obvious, but I don't think everyone was on that train.
No. But, well, next up, we had Bright Lights.
Yep. I didn't play any of it. I don't know anything about it.
It's a ton of fun. I like the draft. I like... it's a little less... Feels more free on the picking. Like, you can be more creative with your picking.
So, do you like it better than Outsiders?
No.
There you go.
Because I think this was the big miss. I understand them taking a test on this and seeing how it went with the one class thing, but I really don't think it works. Because one, it can kind of like, imagine they do a class like this for one that, like Mechanologist, I feel like most people can get their head around and play. But what if they do it with a class that's more... Like, what if they did it with Illusionist, right? What if there was an all Illusionist? I feel like a lot of the classes don't lend themselves to this. Mechanologist lends themselves very well to this kind of set design. But
I don't know.
It could be weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the idea of them exploring branches of each class, but at the same time, you're going to end up with a lot of overlap, right? Because what's the Maxwell or Max, whatever they call it, Max... whatever his name is, of the Illusionist, right? Like the red go again.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's gonna be one of those like create a million little doodads and slap people with it. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna end up being so similar that then all the classes will merge if you do it with every class.
You think?
If they actually did like 3 different styles for every class that way, did like class-based sets, if they definitely did it with every class, then yes, you would end up with very blurred lines that would be, so similar you're not really sure if they're different, yet you're still limited in the pool. Which is super frustrating. I don't know. I'm not I didn't like it, the general situation with it. I did play. I forgot that we played those games. The Marvels pissed me off so much to this day. Like I wasn't gonna bring it up because I know I just rant for 10 minutes, but the Marvels still piss me off. I can't believe they call them Marvels. It makes me so sad. I don't know. I liked the idea of it, and then as we saw how it played, it wasn't all that exciting for me. And then I lied. I did play the Teklevasen against you. And it was interesting to play it. I could see getting into it a little bit, but I'm like, eh.
Yeah. I mean,
it's not thrilling. If they did that with maybe a Rune Blade, or what else would actually make me interested? Maybe with actually, you know what? Heavy Hitters might do it, right? Because
Heavy Hitters Limited is going to be a ton of fun.
I know you're totally into it, but like with the brutes, I'm kind of into trying the brute, whatever brute they have in there.
Yeah.
Because that would be fun to take on against your warrior nonsense, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, brute warrior is always a good matchup.
Yeah, it's fun. It's silly.
Big tall numbers.
Yeah. Remove cards from your hand.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I enjoy Bright Lights for the limited aspect, but I've had no desire to kind of go hunt.
What have you done with your cards?
I opened a box of Bright Lights, and whenever I come home from draft, I just put my stack on top of that.
Got it.
But usually I don't come back with a draft deck because I just give it to one of the new players.
Yeah. That's the way to go.
Yeah. So, and we've had new players at all the drafts.
That's good. That's good. So here's in review of the year, is Flesh and Blood dying like Reddit would make you believe? I'm so tired of this post.
Yeah. It's not dying.
I don't think it's dying. I really don't.
It is becoming more apparent that it needs something that's not strictly competitive.
Yeah.
And it needs more of a kitchen table kind of thing, because
we've been saying this since before the beginning of this year.
Oh yeah.
So, totally.
It's still the same.
Yeah. Well, and they said before the beginning of this year, what event were we at where they were like, it's not going to be in 23, it's going to be in 24. When that was it, Pro Tour was where they said that basically, but they were talking about either was that it? Okay, the RPG thing. They're like, it's probably not going to be in 23, and we were like, okay, we have to be patient.
Fine. And and I'm still on the train of take as much time as you need.
Yeah, do it right. Yeah. I hope they get it right. Yeah. But clearly they're trying different game styles, and they hired a whole team. I don't remember what it was, but it sounded like they doubled the size of the team with half of the staff working on this, hopefully casual version of the game.
Yeah.
So we shall see.
Yeah.
We shall see.
I mean, I'm ready. It is a game that like consistency is there, and the better players do win, and typically. And I think for some small local scenes that can be difficult.
Oh yeah.
Or it's difficult to grow a scene.
Well, and those same players complain about the inconsistency in things that are like draft and whatever,
right?
That pop up, which are the places that are probably the most welcoming question mark to new players, right? Because it's still hard if you don't know cards to draft, right?
Right. There's different challenges.
Even the best onboarding is still hard onboarding. They need the casual format. And it's clear running the shop, like selling Magic cards, like EDH is it. Like it's all Commander.
Yeah.
It's everything.
Oh, absolutely.
I sell singles.
Yeah.
That's all I sell. You don't sell play sets. I have play sets for sale. No one buys a play set. It's like 1 out of 50 orders.
Yeah.
Everyone's buying 1 of a billion different cards.
Yep.
It's all about the kitchen table scene. And that's how you cycle people in.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You like everyone that has come to me wanting to play the game and is now playing the game. I first taught them at the kitchen table.
Yeah. I think it was Fluke was talking about this recently too. He's like, if you take a break for 6 months, you're out. Like coming back is hard.
Oh, I imagine so.
Because the meta shifted and you have to like relearn everything and get back up to skill and then improve beyond where you left off, basically.
Yep. Know where decks are.
Yeah, exactly. What
cards are out, what's changed. Yeah.
That's an interesting tidbit I did not realize or know.
What?
That if you stop for 6 months, coming back is really hard. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, 6 months is a long time.
Yeah, I mean, it isn't, when you think about Magic cycle, where they say it's 18 months or something. People leave for 18 months and then they come back.
Oh, yeah.
Or 24, something like that, whatever it is.
How much has really changed in Magic?
Oh, yeah, nothing, right? Yeah. You still know colors. You still know general themes around them. You still know, how to build the basic color combos and what to expect of them,
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. But I don't know. We'll see. Flesh and Blood is definitely not dead, though. I don't think they'd be doing bigger tournaments if it was. I hate those Reddit posts. I'm like, stop. You're so foolish.
Yeah.
I'm sorry your local scene is dying. Yes, this happens. Goes through cycles.
Yeah. And it's a holiday season. So everyone is forgetting what it's like. And it's been a while since we've had a new set. Like we had the Bright Lights. What was that? November?
Yep.
October. Beginning of October.
Yeah.
So it's been a while since we've had a set. We're in that
lull.
The longest time between a set and even spoiler season. So it's not even like we've had some spoilers, yes, but what about second spoilers?
Second spoilers. That was so good. So good. Yeah, exactly.
So I think that'll start drumming up hype, and it's hitting major classes that have a lot of fanfare.
Yes.
And coming off of a set that only had fanfare for one set, or one hero, or one class.
So not only that, but it's 3 classes that have never had the power. Well, I guess Starvo, but I feel like that doesn't count.
No.
Because he was there for but a breath.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you're gonna have Guardian Warrior and Brute all getting love.
Yeah.
I think the only least loved were the Rangers before they got love, right?
Yep.
And now they're catching the last ones, right? Mechanologist was on and off. We had some heat. Yeah. Was there any other? I guess Assassin technically, but it's a new baby, so it doesn't count.
New.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they're the last.
Warrior got a set of decent.
Maybe. You could kind of argue Wizard because Icelander and Kano weren't compatible. Like Kano's never gotten direct love.
Sure, but that's Kano. That's not actually playing.
Kano.
That's not playing Flesh and Blood. That's playing.
That doesn't actually count. True. So they're finally doing the full cycle. Like they finished. Giving love to everyone, added some new classes.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. I'm still high on Flesh and Blood generally. I like the
absolutely
development cycle. I like the fact that they go back to things and revisit and retweak and tool and all that. I'm still into it.
Yeah. But before we move on from Flesh and Blood, we have to take a moment of silence for Kasai leaving Blitz and no longer being able to be played.
Yeah, it's a real shame.
That was like not even a moment.
That's how much respect I have for for Kasai. That moment.
God damn. Okay. Well,
I got my face smashed in too many times.
Well, she'll be back, just no Sabers and slightly different.
Yeah, different one.
Yeah, but Sabers and CC. I think that's going to be really interesting. There's going to have to be like 2 play styles.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm hyped for the Brute. I really hope they give Brute some real love.
Yeah. I bet you they do.
Man, we're both yawning during this podcast. We're the worst.
We're tired.
Yeah, it's late.
Yeah. But what else we want to talk about? You want to talk about sorcery? Predictions of or how you are feeling about it now compared to when we were just ordering it on Kickstarter?
Oh man, I was hyped when it hit Kickstarter. I know a lot of people were hesitant. I know there's a lot of naysayers. I know some people that canceled their pre-orders and stuff. Mm-hmm. For me, it was always about the art and the feel, and it delivered. Yeah. That's really all it boils down to. Goofy game, beautiful art, feels like being a kid.
Yeah.
It did all those things for me. That's all I asked of it, and that's all it delivered. That's all it needed to deliver, and it did. So, I feel good about it. With this upcoming year, I don't know, with the new sets and new waves of beta or not and all this. Honestly, I don't give a crap. That's the best part about it. I don't have to. It's not a constant cycle of this, that, or the other news. You know, it's like, I'll talk to you in a year. Yep. We can talk about it next year. Where did it end up? What happened? Did it do cool things? I guess we'll probably talk about the new set coming out, but I don't know when that's coming out. I don't think anyone does.
Is there even an announcement?
Yeah, Arthurian Legends. Yeah, we know what it is.
Okay.
We don't know when it is, though.
Okay.
They didn't give a date, and it's probably because they're doing real art.
Yeah.
You know, when you commission $1 million of hand painted paintings, like I don't know when that gets delivered. Have you ever worked with an artist doing a commission? You don't get deadlines.
No.
Yeah, you don't get deadlines. You can do your best, but you don't. It doesn't happen if you want the art to be good and like authentic, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I really enjoyed our game that we played.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the gameplay. I enjoy it. It's a fun kitchen table game, but it is definitely a kitchen table game. I really am not a fan of how serious some people are trying to take it out in the world. Yeah. It's a best of 3. I feel like if you're a best of 3 format, you failed at being a tournament competitive game, right?
Yeah.
In my mind, you're too inconsistent to actually play just straight games. I feel like that's something Flesh and Blood absolutely achieved. And yes. If you're doing a best of 3 format, then that means your game's not tight enough to really be competitive. Which maybe that's good, so you have the chance of the like random person winning. You know, I definitely remember in Magic's history the tournaments that were won by the top of the deck situation that everyone loses their damn mind. Right. Sometimes it does bring great drama to watching a game go off, but I don't feel like it's the same as being a pro athlete. You know what I mean?
No, I agree.
So, and I'm okay. It's okay if it's never that. Don't be that.
It is okay.
It's fine. Be a beautiful game with goofy things going off.
Yeah, it's a fun game.
Yeah, I got nothing else on it. Okay. Prices are holding. Team Covenant has boxes available. Last I checked. Sweet. Don't pay exorbitant prices on. Yeah, it's $200 on TCG Player. I think Team Covenant's $150 plus tax. Nice. So it's like $160 or something like that.
Nice.
So yeah, just get it there until they're out, and then Rudy's thing will hit, and they'll probably pull prices down. Yeah, it looks like they're still available.
Cool.
If you need the boxes.
What about State of Universes Beyond? The new card.
Yeah, I was going to say what? I don't.
Is it just Magic now?
It's a question. I would say no. It's hard to say though. It's kind of a mixed no, right?
Right. Because you can't deny that it's become like 30% of it.
It's a big part of it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it really is.
Like include the way they've included it so much in the roadmap as well.
Yeah, think back to when we were a year ago when we were talking about this. You remember? And we're like, how much does this? Yeah, how much does this get in? And is this okay? And is Magic just a system now? Is it Weiss? You know, I remember that conversation.
So now we're just a year later, and it's already to this point.
I mean, WotC doesn't do anything unless they're going to overdo it.
I mean, it's a really good way of reprinting cards too, because then it's like you have this card that sees play in Commander all the time because that's why people buy cards, and then now it has,
but it's themed to their favorite thing. Yeah, which I like. I get it, man. I get it. When I get it more now than ever. The Dungeons and Dragons cards, they sell as sets. People are clearly building decks off of Baldur's Gate 3 concepts. The devil, whatever the devil's name is in there, I forget his name, Raphael or whatever. He's in the D&D set. People are building decks around him.
Yeah.
Because he's a sly, evil little bastard that's all through. You know what I mean? Like, it's a whole thing. So I get it. That feels fun. Like, why? I don't know. I have no problem with that. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a reversal on where I was a year ago, though.
Mm-hmm.
I think I didn't like it at all, or didn't like it much, or I think I liked the Warhammer concept, like self-contained.
Right, you did.
I think I was okay with that, but nothing else. Now it's like the other side of it.
Decks.
Yeah.
Now there's collector packs.
You know what the difference is, and the reason I'm like, oh, it's okay, is D&D is so close to freaking Magic.
Oh, it's very close.
So it feels like it's still in the world, you know?
Yeah.
But like Doctor Who, no. Warhammer, no. Zombies from Walking Dead, come on. No. Final Fantasy's terrible. I hate that. Fallout even, and I love Fallout IP. I don't want it.
Princess Bride.
I still don't want it. All right, maybe I didn't change as much as I thought. If it fits in the Magic universe somehow, it's okay.
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings was okay. It was a little bit of a push. It felt a little pushed,
it's
a little
it's
commercialized.
Close. Yeah.
But yeah, elves and you know, all that stuff is pretty pretty magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's definitely the way it's going to go. Yeah. It's going to keep going.
It's been around 30 years. Selling. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah, and we'll see how long these IP things work.
I think they'll work. I think it's going to work.
It's just a question of how long, because eventually you run out of IPs to exploit.
Then you revisit.
You can, but those are expensive revisits, you know?
Yeah.
Like, Lord of the Rings license is not cheap.
Right.
But I imagine Final Fantasy isn't either.
Right. Assassin's Creed's probably pretty cheap.
That's probably pretty cheap. Yeah.
They got Fallout.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, you run out of stuff after a while, and revisiting Fallout for the third time definitely isn't going to hit.
Yeah.
So they got to come up with a different plan after this, but maybe they will be. You know, maybe there's a different approach after this. Maybe there's a new monstrosity of an engine that they haven't even tested yet on the way. You know.
I mean, how many times could they dive back into Marvel?
What do you mean?
Like, there's so much of Marvel.
What Marvel stuff are they doing?
They just announced a collaboration with them.
Oh, but we don't know what.
We don't know what.
Yeah. Oh, I guess. I mean, that one. Yeah, that's a lot of room. But again, probably pretty expensive. Like, all the ones that have depth are expensive.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know how often they'll be able to do that.
Well, they probably won't be getting Star Wars with Star Wars Unlimited around the corner.
Coming up in March.
I'm very excited. Talked to a friend who's gotten to play it, and it sounds very promising. He compared it to Hearthstone, which got me very excited because I love Hearthstone and the way it plays. I think I might give it a shot in March. I think I'm going to go to a pre-release.
Do we know of any happening?
They're not on the calendars yet.
Gotcha.
But they will be happening.
I'd check that out. It's Star Wars.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll collect cards, but
no, I think this is going to be. If I do get into it, it will be very similar to how I'm dealing with Flesh and Blood right now, and just buying the cards that I plan to play with.
Yeah.
So, like, I will go to, if there's limited, I think there's limited. I would do that, and then just keep those cards, and then
build
something. Yeah, I don't plan on taking it too seriously.
Yeah,
but maybe keeping up like a deck to play on regular, because it seems like there will be people around that will want to play it.
Yeah, as long as it's reasonable gameplay, not Pokemon and not I guess Flesh and Blood. I don't think it will be that competitive, right?
I think it'll be in between.
If it's somewhere in between the two, I'm probably good, as Star Wars, so
yeah, I don't think it can be as competitive as Flesh and Blood.
I don't think anything can be. Flesh and Blood took that to the 11.
Designed,
you know what I mean? It was designed from the ground
up
that way. Yeah, if you're building that game again, you're going to have a hard time, because I don't think you can beat Flesh and Blood at that.
No. It does what it does very well.
And it's built the competitive scene very thoroughly. So, like, you're going to try to fight their competitive scene. That seems like a bad move in this post 20 era. Yeah, that would be a mistake.
Yeah. Maybe I'll open a box or something to get like a base set of cards. But
yeah, if I do, I mean, that's kind of what I was thinking too.
Yeah. And then just
starter deck in a box or something, and just build a couple decks so I have stuff.
Yeah, or if there's a way to play limited, like sealed, maybe we do that together.
That'd be fun, yeah.
With opening the box, anyways.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like it would be the only game I've opened a box or two of to play.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We could have our own little local meta. Although I bet you this game sticks at a couple of the stores nearby.
Probably. It's StarCraft. Oh my god.
It's
StarCraft. It is Star Wars after all.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on details though, because if the mechanics are crap, which I feel like has been a limiting factor for other versions of Star Wars games, the mechanics just didn't have the depth necessary to keep people interested.
Yeah. Well, I trust my friend's opinion of the game, and he said that.
He's played like every card game, has he?
Yeah, and he's pretty excited about it. So
yeah, it sounds good. They have bases. You build bases.
Yeah.
We were talking about that on Team Covenant.
Yeah.
You build a base, and that's how your resources work. And I guess your base gets attacked. I don't really understand it, but it sounds awesome. I like putting my shield generator up.
And then you have your hero that you can bring in. And I think it's each one has a different like resource level you need to get to before you can bring them in.
Makes sense. I like it. Yeah, I mean, it sounds fun. As long as the rebels can come in and disable the shield generator and then go to the archives and get the plans for the secret thing. As long as that's possible, I'm in.
It's Star Wars, yeah.
It's Star Wars. It has to have that. If it doesn't have that, it's like every other movie. Come on.
Yeah.
Take down that shield generator, man.
Yeah.
Always the problem.
Yeah,
pesky shield generators. Oh my god. I was watching, was it Vox Machina? You and your wife recommended to me? Oh my god. He's like, doors, man. Ugh. It's like the ongoing joke is that doors like befuddle them. It's just like Star Wars. Shield generators.
It's so good.
It is. It's fun. I'm enjoying it. I think I finished the first season. I'm not sure.
Yeah. But so the last thing we wanted to talk about was Lorcana, a game neither of us have played, but have been watching from the sidelines.
Yeah. A year in review.
Yeah.
Big hype. It began with big hype.
Yeah.
Everyone was excited. Everyone wanted those promo cards.
Yeah. The promo cards are still stupid expensive.
Yeah. It came with a release. A release that failed to have cellophane.
Yeah.
And then they added
cellophane.
And then they added the cellophane. And then they released a new wave and dropped the prices of the boxes just like they promised. I mean, overall, I don't know. I feel like they did what they said they were going to do. I think they were pretty transparent across the board.
Seems like a win.
I agree. A lot of the people in the world don't.
I think there are some salty people out there that just didn't listen.
Yeah, they didn't want to listen.
Yeah. Or maybe didn't believe that it was possible to.
Possibly. Yeah,
that's fair. Then maybe you are outthinking the demand. Because it is, at the end of the day, a TCG, and there are only so many people looking at TCGs.
Yeah.
Even with an IP like Disney, it still only attracts X amount of people.
Well, and the pattern is first set, nuts.
Yeah.
Second set, because it's nuts, we overprint. Third set, no one buys. Yeah. Right? That's like the general pattern, because hype and overbuying with the hype train out of control. It looks like demand's so high, so we print to meet that demand. Oh shit, it was less than half of that. Now everyone's boxes are worth 0 for the second set, so they're pissed off and they don't come back for the third. That's a pattern. Maybe you could spread out over 5 sets or whatever, right?
Yeah. And most people buying these cards probably aren't actually even going to an LGS, because I saw them. I went out Christmas shopping today. And I saw them both at Barnes & Noble and at Target. Just on the shelf.
Yeah, this new print run is everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the point. Yeah. That's what they said they'd do, and they did that shit.
Yeah.
They did it.
I do still intend to play it. I do want to. It's just finding time.
Yeah. That's fine. Maybe we just play on TTS, keep it simple.
Yeah, we found that site that does it too.
Oh yeah, that's right. Not TTS. Yeah, that's I forgot you found that. Yeah.
Maybe it might look better on TTS though, but then
who cares?
Yeah,
I don't think we needed to look fancy to give it a shot.
Well, I was thinking about us and knowing the rules and it keeping us.
Oh yeah. But yeah, we need something that does that, because I don't know if I'm going to understand all the rules.
Yeah. But cool.
It's been a heck of a year.
Yeah. Overall thoughts on the year?
I don't know. I think it's been pretty good. I feel pretty good about gaming and game worlds, cards.
I feel like
compared to last year, I feel like everything was like doom and gloom last year around this time.
Well, yeah. What I think happened was it had a giant boom at the beginning of COVID, everything just went crazy, right?
Yeah.
And then it came back down and it fell hard, but it stayed higher than it was pre-COVID.
Yes, people higher. Are still in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not everyone walked away.
No. And I think there are a lot of people on the sidelines too, kind of just being a little more selective and being a little more...
It's a soft landing.
Yeah.
We achieved a TCG soft landing.
TCG soft landing. And what's surprising is, like, I expected to hear a lot more game cancellations this year.
Dead. Yeah, me too, actually.
We didn't.
Yeah, I think we will. There's definitely a few.
In 2024, we will have some.
Yeah, there's definitely. Well, we said that last year too, though. So,
but it didn't happen this year.
I know. That's what I mean. Like we were wrong once. We might be wrong twice. But there are definitely several that. Well, let's see. MetaZoo seems like it's about done. Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're supposedly next week they're coming out with a roadmap.
I don't know. And I'm not, I kind of stopped following it a while ago, so I could be wrong. Correct me in the comments if I'm just full shit. But it feels like it's on the verge of being done for. I feel like Cryptic, and I love that game. I really enjoyed it. It has a place for me to play, is not far behind. I've tried to sell singles on TCG Player. There's zero demand. Like I've sold more sorcery cards than Cryptic, and Cryptic was on surprising. Yeah, and Cryptic was on there months and months and months before, yeah. And I put like a dozen sorcery cards up, maybe even less, and I've put up hundreds of Cryptic cards.
Oh yeah,
and I've sold zero Cryptic cards the whole time, and I'm at lowest price for every single card. So and every time I look, there is no last sold. There is no last sold on any card. Like maybe 5. It's really bad, and it's sad because I like that game. It fits a perfect area for me when I'm traveling and I want to be able to teach someone a game really fast and just play some quick games. And it's that. It doesn't take much, and it's wonderful for exactly that.
Yeah, and it's
compact. Yeah, exactly. That's why I love it. You just bring a couple of those little pre-con things, and you just throw it down. It's fun. It's easy. It's simple. But yeah, it's I don't know that it's long for this world, unfortunately. We'll see. And then we lost Genesis over either this year. Yeah, it was this year. So we did lose some. This year. We weren't completely wrong, but it was not as many as we thought.
Right.
Yeah, slower crash landing than we expected.
Yeah.
We'll see how 2024 goes. We'll see a few more die, I think, but I think we're on the upswing overall. Well, over the course of the year, we'll be on an upswing. We might hit a little bit of a crash in the meantime. We'll see.
Yeah. YouTube decided did an interesting thing this week. So total side tangent.
Okay.
YouTube did an interesting thing where it decided I wanted to watch a bunch of live Pokemon events. And I did. And they were really cool. There's a lot of people watching those things. Like looking at those numbers compared to everything else on my YouTube feed of like all these
Pokemon
other games
is huge.
From
an online standpoint.
Yeah, I knew that the card game isn't as played as Magic, but like the numbers it gets of views of the gameplay is a lot. It's impressive.
Yeah, PokeTube is like up there. I don't remember, but it's
not like I understand like the pack opening and stuff was very popular,
but that's the same audience. You got to remember, like the people watching that is the people getting fed this live stream and thus watching it. You know what I mean? 2% of those people have ever played a game, but they're still watching because they watch all the pack openings. And it was recommended, and they're sitting there doing something on their computer, so they want to put something up on the side. So PokeTube's huge. I mean, like of the categories on the internet that you can be, I know TCGs aren't like a big one, but like crypto's huge, right? Anything crypto just is huge.
Yeah.
I feel like Pokemon is the TCG version of crypto. Like anything Pokemon just becomes huge naturally.
Yeah.
Because there's just so much like people interest in it.
Yeah.
So it's a big boy for content.
Yeah. And just the amount of diversity in the amount of diversity in the players that they show was eye-opening.
You know, I'm curious. Could it be a natural bias because there's a bias towards younger audience, right?
Yeah.
And younger audiences, one, are more interested in being on YouTube, and two, more likely to sit in front of YouTube for longer amounts. So the algorithm sees this is keeping people engaged, thus it pumps it. You know what I mean? Like it's a natural algorithm / demographic cycle thing.
Yeah.
Interesting. I never thought about that before. So just by being a kids friendly game, boom, you're already putting yourself way ahead.
Yeah. Yeah.
It totally makes sense.
It's funny though. There's some like dudes that are probably like between our ages and like covered in tattoos, and they're up there playing against this like 18, 19-year-old kid.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah. I've seen that in stores, and I'm like,
yeah,
I guess if you want to spike a bunch of teenagers, that's fine.
Yeah. But then the kid won, and I was like, good for you.
Yeah. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. My bad. Shouldn't have made assumptions.
No, he was
a little kid just spiked the shit out of you.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's funny because they only show like top 8 and stuff like that, or like the high tables, and it was just thrilling to watch. And everyone was good sports. Everyone seemed happy, and it was.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. I always like it when there's like a good, solid like gameplay, and everyone's doing it right. You know.
Yeah, like they're not mic'd. There's announcers, just like we watch for Fab and stuff, but you could tell that they're like laughing and having a good time playing. So
that's good.
Yeah, it's just funny seeing the drastically different players, which is kind of cool to see everyone just coming together for something
good
like that.
Games.
Yeah,
yeah. I never liked it. I'll tell you that. You made me play it. I played it.
We played like the baby version so you could learn the game.
It was terrible.
Yeah, that's a terrible version of waiting to play it.
I didn't like it.
Yeah. Well, that was Battle Academy. That was like my first Pokemon battle.
It was terrible.
If I built like somewhat competitive, would you play it?
I mean,
where you had to think about it?
I was gonna say, you'll always get me to try a game. Yeah. Have I ever said no to a game? I don't think so.
That's fair.
So I'll try it, but I'm still probably not gonna like it.
That's fair. There's way more randomness, so you may like it.
I mean, that part is fun. I do enjoy that, but I don't know. You know what it is? It's theme. I don't like the theme. I never was into Pokemon. Not even a little bit. You know, like it was the little kids show when I was.
I got you into Pokemon Go for a while when we first met.
That's true, but that was mostly so I'd get off my fat ass and walk around. That's why I was into it. I was like, it's AR. It's forcing me to be active. Yeah. And that's really what got me doing it.
That's true.
I'll tell you, there's more than one time where I was walking around my neighborhood and I went to one of the Pokestops in the neighborhood next to it. There's like a playground and there's a Pokestop. And it's all these little kids there. I'm like, man, I feel weird. I got to get home. I was like, I don't need that Pokemon that bad. Some parent's gonna come over and hit me in the head. Think I'm trying to harass their kids when I'm just trying to catch a freaking Pikachu.
That's hilarious. Yeah, but cool. Anything else you want to talk about this year before we say goodbye to 2023?
I want to say thank you to all of our fans and regular watchers and commenters. I really appreciate all the comments. I really do. I mean, I don't know about you, Tommy, but I do it for them. I don't really care. Like I like creating the content. I'm kind of stubborn about these sorts of things. I get in a habit. I'm going to keep doing it.
No.
But it's really, for me, it's the interactions that drive it and the people out there that, talk to us and say, hey, and this and that, or jump on a live stream like the other day, or, joke with us about different things. So keep doing that. Really appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, I mean, when I got approached at Baltimore, that was incredibly humbling. So, by a fan.
It's cool. Yeah, it's awesome. It's the way.
It is the way. So, until the way is 2024, we'll catch you guys later.
Have a good one.